Exercise 4.1, number 1. A sequence is represented in the following table. 1.1. Describe a rule you can use to find a term in any position of the sequence. So the first thing you need to look is, what is the constant difference? You'll see that you keep on subtracting 3. So you can either say, I'm subtracting 3 each time, or I'm taking the position and I multiply it by 3. Number 2. Write down the 20th term in the sequence. So you're going to take the minus 3 and you're going to multiply it by 20. The constant difference times 20 gives you minus 60. Number 3. Complete the sentence. The nth term in the sequence is minus 3 times n. Number 4. In which position is minus 180 in the sequence? So you're going to take your formula of minus 3 times n and set it equal to minus 180. Because you're multiplying on the left, you're going to divide on the right. So you're going to say minus 180 divided by minus 3, and that will give you a position of 60. Number 2. Write down the difference between consecutive terms. So you're going to take the second term, subtract the first term, gives you minus 3. Or take the third term, subtract the second term. So your difference between consecutive terms is minus 3. 2.2, they ask you to copy the following in your workbook and complete it. They say that the first term equals minus 2. Then they give you the second term. The second term is minus 2 plus 1 times minus 3. The third term will be minus 2 plus 2 times minus 3. If you know your formula, you'll know that the first minus 2 is the first term in the table. So it will stay the same. The minus 3 is the constant change or constant difference between terms. That will always stay the same. So the only thing that's going to change is the n minus 1. So for the second term, n minus 1, so 2 minus 1 gives you 1. For the third term, you'll see 3 minus 1 gives you 2. So for the fourth term, 4 minus 1 gives you 3. The fifth one, 5 minus 1 gives you 4. Then the nth term, it's just going to be n minus 1. 2.3. Describe the rule to calculate a term in any position of the sequence. The rule is minus 3n plus 1. Use your rule to calculate the 30th term. So minus 3 times 30 plus 1 gives you minus 89. Number 5, compare the terms in question 1 to the terms in question 2 and write down a simpler rule to determine the formula. You'll see that at 2.3 is much shorter than 2.2, so the simplified rule will be the one at 2.3. 2.6, they tell you to test your answer. So if you use both rules, you'll see that the outputs will be the same, the answers will be the same, so you know that the rules are the same. 2.7, use your rule and determine the position of minus 299 in the sequence. So you're going to set minus 299 to the formula and you're going to solve the equation. So take over the positive 1, it changes to a minus 1. So minus 299 minus 1 gives you minus 300. Then you need to take over the minus 3. Because you are multiplying, opposite is divide. So you're going to say minus 300 divide by minus 3. So the position will be 100. Number 3. The following sequence is given. Write down the difference between consecutive terms. You'll see that we are adding 4, or the difference will be plus 4. Then I ask you, copy the following in your book and complete it. The first one is 3. The second one is 3 plus 1 times 4. So if you know the constant formula or the standard formula, you know that the 3 will always stay the same because the first term is not going to change. And then the 4 will always stay the same because that's the constant difference. So in brackets, the 1, 2, the next one will be 3 because 4 minus 1 gives you 3. 5 minus 1 gives you 4. And so on. So if they ask you for the nth term, it's going to be n minus 1. Then they say, describe your rule that you found in your own words. So you can say we are increasing it by 4, or we adding 4 to each new term. Number 4, use your rule and calculate the 20th term. So you're going to take out the n and you're going to put in a 20. So that's going to be 3 plus 19 times 4. So it's 3 plus 76. So the 20th position will have a value of 79. Number 5, someone tells you that the rule 4 times n minus 1 will also work. Test and see if it's correct. Now you take any term in your table and substitute it in the n and see if you get the same value. So if you take the first one, 4 times 1 gives you 4, minus 1 gives you 3. If you take the second one, 4 times 2 gives you 8, minus 1 gives you 7. You'll see the answers are the same as in the table, so you are happy that they are the same. 3.6. Use your rule and determine the position of the value of 199. So you're going to set that equal to 199 and solve it. You take over minus 1, so it will be plus 1. So 4 times n equals 200 times, opposite will be divide. So you need to divide 200 by 4, so you'll find the position will be the 50th position. Exercise 4.2. Copy and complete the tables. With exercise 2, you'll see that there is no longer a constant difference. So now you need to find the difference between consecutive terms. You'll see currently the difference is between 3 and 4 is adding 1, and between 4 and 6 you're adding 2. So what is the next one? You're going to add 3. So then you'll find that the fourth term's value will be 9. You're going to expand the table to find the 8, because you can't jump from 4 to 8. You'll have to do 5, 6, and 7 as well. So between 4 and 5, you're going to add 4, you get 13. Then you're going to add 5, you're going to get 18. You're going to add 6, get 24. And you're going to add 7 to get 31 for position 8. 1.2. If you look at the differences, there's adding 2 between the first two terms. 3 and 2, you're adding 4. 3 and 4, you're adding 6. 4 and 5, you're going to add 8. You'll see the constant difference is multiples of 2. So for the next one, you're going to add 10. Then you're going to add 12. add 14, add 16, and then you're going to add 18 to find the 10th term's value. Geometric patterns. The garden outside the Parliament buildings in Cape Town are getting new fish ponds. The tiler needs to tile around the ponds of different sizes using square tiles. The first 3 sizes are shown below. Draw the next size in your workbook. You'll see that it is 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 5 by 5. So the next one will be 6 by 6. Then I ask you to copy the table and complete it. So for the first pond, you've got 8 tiles. The second pond, you've got 12 tiles. The third one, you've got 16. And the fourth one has got 20. How many tiles are we adding each time? We're adding 4 tiles. Then they ask you to copy and complete. The first one is 4 times 1 plus 4. Then you got 4 times 2 plus 4. You got 4 times 3 plus 4. Then you got 4 times 4 plus 4. 4 times 5 plus 4. And then you'll have 4 times n plus 4. Number 2. Anne has certain bead patterns that she used for decoration. Look at the first 3 patterns in the series. So draw the next pattern in the series. You'll see if you look at the green beads, it's 1 bead, 2 bead, 3 beads. So the next one will have 4 beads. And then you're just gonna add in the whites. 2.1 or 2.2 ask you to complete the table. So you're going to count the white beads. For the first one you got 6. For the second one you got 8. For the third one you got 10. For the fourth one you got 12. Then the totals, 4 plus 12 gives you 16. Now you need to calculate the rules to determine the rest of the table. So for the white beads, the formula is 2n plus 4. And then the total beads will be 3n plus 4. Now you can complete it. So if you take 2 times 8 gives you 16 plus 4 gives you 20. Then if you multiply 8 by 3, add 4, it gives you 28. Now they give you the answer, so you're going to set the answer to the formula. And you're going to calculate that the white will be 18 and the total will be 58. Then for the total ones, you'll sit with 12. And then if you subtract 12 of the 40, you get 28.